From the alley-oops at Kezar to the glory days at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time, and I have to admit I'm excited about this one because there's a lot of players I like that we could possibly get for pick 194.
We are so close to the draft day, man. I can feel it.
Yep.
I can feel it right now. It's just like, I almost can't control myself. Can we just fast forward in time? I mean, we don't even talk about these guys. Let's just right to the draft.
We have
right?
to talk about them. Enjoy every moment living up to the draft. The draft is so fantastic.
You're right. It is. First off, let's start with the basics, right? Some basic guys. We'll start with a running back. Okay, I know running back. You guys have been talking about a lot of running backs. I'm aware. It's later now, though, right?
It is.
Like, this is a spot where it could happen. Like, it legitimately could happen. And one of Ant's favorite running backs in the entire draft,
yes,
is still gonna be here at 194. Ant, tell chat what is going on. Who is this man?
Why is he still here? Chris Sims is number 3 running back, one of my favorite running backs in the entire draft. Javion Hawkins. Dude is stupid speed right here.
Stupid speed?
Stupid speed.
Does he make Marquez Stevenson look slow?
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
This guy is a straight pull-away guy. Think about Matt Breida style, like the way he looks and plays without the fumbles. That's what you're getting with this guy. Matt Breida with no fumbles. That's why he goes drafted and not undrafted. I think he's just a little bit better than Breida, but you're looking to add that speed aspect to your offense. You have Raheem Mostert, right?
Sure.
And Raheem Mostert is fast, but if Mostert goes out, you don't have the same speed that you had when he's in, because Wilson Jr., Gallman, those guys don't have the same speed. So you need a speed element to your offense. Javion Hawkins has that speed element. Javion Hawkins met with the 49ers. Case closed. Javion Hawkins.
At 194.
I think so.
You just made the prediction.
Can you
folks.
convince me otherwise?
Can you dig it, suckers? It's possible. I could see it here, right? Like, this is the most realistic spot in which a running back could probably go. We have our Demetric Feltons that we'd like to get a little bit earlier.
I love him too.
We have our, Travis Etienne's, Najee Harris's that we dream about the Niners taking early. But the reality of the situation is they're most likely not going to do that, especially with the signing of Wayne Gallman. However, this could be a spot where they take a shot and take a chance on one of the fastest guys at the running back position in the draft. In fact, he's so fast that he made me rethink how fast Kenny Gainwell was. And you know how high I was on Kenny Gainwell when we first started doing all of our breakdowns of running backs. Still pretty high on the kid. But man, I'm not as sure about his top end speed as I am with Javion Hawkins. This guy is lightning quick, y'all. Lightning quick.
Yeah, he's electric.
He is. Like, almost really electric. I'm pretty sure if he moves fast enough to generate his own electrical barrier around himself. So be careful out there, kids and tacklers. You never know what could happen. Another guy we're going to talk about. A tight end. Ooh. A very good tight end, I may add. A tight end that we don't feel should be going anywhere near this. That was on most of our boards as one of our top 4 or 5 tight ends in the NFL draft out of SMU. Mr. Kylan Granson. This man is talented.
And he does things different than the tight ends that we have. This guy is the more receiving threat that you're looking for. So if you're looking for someone that can offset, what Dwelly or Warner do with a pass receiving option, he's the guy. Tremendous receiving threat. And he can get down the seam and make plays. I think he's somebody that if you're looking to replace Jordan Reed with, you need another receiving threat, that he's a guy you could target later in the round. There's a lot of people that don't know whether he's a big receiver or if he's a tight end. He's 100% a tight end. The skill set leads to that. But he does need to improve his blocking. That's why he's still on the board. I think his receiving talent could still make him go higher, but obviously he keeps slipping, falling. He can't get up. We need him to get up, though, and maybe be picked 194. I would be okay with Kylan Granson. I really like him as a player. Tommy Tremble over him, in my opinion, but Tommy Tremble's also going way ahead of him. So in this range right here, Kylan Granson, your best option.
And he gets knocked a lot for SMU small school stuff. I think he gets knocked for the blocking, obviously. That's obviously impacting and hampering him. It's either that or people are seeing things that we aren't seeing on this kid. Because I don't think he should be anywhere near 194. I think he should be going a little bit earlier than this. But you know what? I'll take him at 194. I like the stuff he's put on tape as a receiver in terms of route running, in terms of hands, ability to get open in space, especially in the red zone. 49ers can always use red zone help. It's not going to hurt to have red zone help, folks. It really, really is not. And now that our red zone savior, Kendrick Bourne is gone, that's how little I care about him other than in the red zone. Now that he's not there anymore to catch the only passes that he could possibly catch, which were near and in the red zone, this could be a great option for the 49ers and fill some holes and fill some gaps and give us more threats, especially if a guy like Jalen Hurd ends up going down with injury again. Please, God, no. Spare this man. Let him on the field, please. I just want to see Jalen Hurd play a full season of NFL football and feel better about things in the world. But if it doesn't end up happening, Kylan Granson, 100% could be an option for the 49ers right here at pick 194. I don't know if he gets all the way down to 230, though.
No, I don't think he makes it to 230. And if he did for some reason, then you absolutely snatch him up because there's just too much value there. But at 194, you definitely have to think about it. I would not select him over Hawkins because Hawkins is electric. But if Hawkins isn't there, you go Granson. I'm okay with that.
Fair enough. If you want to go O-line, though, here, there's a guy at Penn State I hear that's not too shabby, Mr. Michael Mennett. Thoughts?
I like him. I think in this range, this is what you're talking about. A guy not as talented as Drew Dahlman, not as talented as the guys you're going to get in the second and third round, but a developmental guy that you can, get back in the offense and training camp and see what he can do, see how he can develop, and then probably stash him on the practice squad and develop him over the next, couple of years so he can eventually come in and add depth to your team. But he's somebody that you're looking for in this late rounds. I mean, that's what you're looking for, this kind of guy that you can stash, because no one you get in this area usually is going to contribute to your team right away unless it's in special teams, and you're not going to get that from an offensive lineman. So do I think they're going to take an offensive lineman here? No, but he would be a guy that I would target. There are some offensive linemen I would rather have than him in this position, but they're seen going farther down the list, and they're more kind of the guys that I like. So I'm going to say that he's a possibility, but not to expect it.
Don't expect it. It could happen, but I don't think either one of us is holding our breath on this. And if you put a gun to our head and said, is this going to happen? No, probably not.
And of course, if they select him, I'm going to say 100% I told you.
We were right, of course we were right. We're on top of everything, right? No, I mean, it could happen very well, but I think there's some other guys that we're going to talk about right now that are more likely here at this spot, including one Patrick Jones, the second edge rusher out of Pitt. I think, again, developmental guy. I don't think it's a guy you would stash on the practice squad. I think this guy could probably make the 53-man and contribute. Probably not that much this year. But he's got a lot of potential. He's got a lot of skill sets. He is pretty athletic guy. He has a lot of things he needs to work on, develop, needs to get stronger, things of that nature. But you're not looking, like you said, you're not looking to get a guy who's going to be impact right here. And if you do find a way to grab an impact guy here, you're GM and head coach of the century.
Yeah, and people have been kind of placing this guy all over the board.
It's true.
So it's all going to depend on kind of the eye of the beholder, how they see him fitting. But you're right, he could play the defensive end role for the 49ers, and he could do great. You're not going to expect this guy to get anywhere near 7-8 sacks, but anywhere 2 to 3 sacks a season and contribute in the run game is what you're looking for, especially from a rotational piece. And that's what you're going to get out of this, this sixth round is somebody that can do that. So the 49ers could take him and develop him and really use him in Chris Kaceric's edge rush, especially if they didn't get anyone earlier.
That's true.
I think that's the key. If they didn't get anyone earlier, then he's a possibility. I think now we're starting to get into edge rush area where you wonder if they go Dion Jordan or somebody else, a familiar face other than a rookie draft guy. The only difference is money, right? This guy's going to make so much less than the $1.5 million that Dion Jordan would make because he's a veteran.
Very true. Very true. I would be hard-pressed to say that. I would say that edge rusher has a better chance of being drafted than interior O-line or center, especially. For value here, because of what he could potentially develop into, and the fact that he could make the roster this year.
Yeah, he could.
It could happen. But a guy here that I think would have even bigger value is a guy like Mark Gilbert at Duke.
Yes, I love Mark Gilbert as well. That's why I was excited to talk about 194 because of the guys we've already talked about.
It's true.
Mark Gilbert in 2017 came on the scene at Duke and was just crazy good.
Crazy.
ACC, defensive honors, just a great player. He had, I think it was 6 interceptions.
It was.
And he's got good size. He's 6 foot. He's like 190 pounds. I don't know what he looks like now because he hasn't played a whole lot over the last few years, and that's the concern. He's had a lot of injuries, and it's like, if this guy could be healthy He can make a lot of plays. He has second and third round talent, and he's going to go all the way here because of the injury concerns. Darrelle Revis' cousin, so you got the bloodline thing going on there. But if you watch his 2017 film, he jumps off the screen.
It is nice.
It's fantastic to watch. Yeah, this is a guy you need to target at this area.
And this is a guy that Balky would have taken in like round 2. But no, this is perfect, right? This is a perfect spot. He's going to fall because of the injury history. He's going to fall because he hasn't stayed healthy. And he's put a lot of good stuff down on film and on tape. And the 49ers have shown that they can develop guys. Mm-hmm. Very good at developing guys, especially in the secondary. Emmanuel Mosley and Ahkello Witherspoon both have turned out pretty well. And I know Ahkello Witherspoon's been up and down, but I think all of us were pretty comfortable saying that Ahkello Witherspoon's issues was confidence and injuries. Like when he was healthy and confident, he played amazing. When he was not healthy, he was up and down. And when he was not confident, he was not good. So, I mean, if this guy is a little more stable in terms of his confidence and doesn't let his confidence waver by his performance and his production, which I think kind of bodes well being the relative of one Revis Island, I think that's probably going to be built into him, and that's something probably was passed on to him, is you got to act and believe like you're the best in the game even when you're not playing like it.
And he doesn't lack confidence, and he doesn't lack the ability to play in different sets. So he can play the cover 3, he can play the cover 2, he can play man coverage, which is something we've talked about a lot. Diversifying the defense with coverages.
Diversify.
You got to be able to run shell coverages and really disrupt what the offense sees. Pre-snap, he could definitely do that and help the 49ers, and they could develop him. And that way you're not, dead in the water if somebody gets hurt.
Absolutely. That's important. You have to be able to game plan for that. You have to be able to have contingency plans. Because as we saw last year, injuries can derail a season. We don't want that.
Yeah.
You have to start prepping for it. You hear us 49ers front office, prepare for it. Take Mark Gilbert at 194. Or maybe this is the time. We talked about this, right? 5 bold predictions for the 49ers in the 2021 NFL Draft. At pick 194, this is where it comes to fruition, right? Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch sitting there. We got our guy, Fields or Wilson, or in a crazy universe in which it's Trevor Lawrence, and in a universe we hope never exists.
What about Trey Lance?
It could be Trey Lance, right? I know everyone's really excited about it. I'm still not sold on it. I apologize. Sorry, Trey. Nothing against you, I'm just not sold on it at 3. But they may be sitting there going, you know what? Maybe we need to hedge our bets here. I like this other guy out of Texas, Sam Mellinger at pick 194.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're going with Justin Fields or Trey Lance, Sam Mellinger makes a lot of sense.
He does.
Your offense is going to change. You're going to have more, quarterback runs, design quarterback runs, and you're going to need a backup that can run the similar offense. That's when you need to get away from, kind of the Josh Rosen type guys. Oh. I almost called him Sam Rosen because I'd rather have Sam Mellinger.
Don't do that to Sam Mellinger.
Yeah. But yeah, Rosen and those guys don't really fit the scheme. So if you are going with Fields and you have design runs, you need to change. I know they could, have a different, game plan with other guys, but why when you can add a guy that's young, physical, has a lot of ability, has a strong arm, you can put in there and he can develop over the next few years, and you can make sure that you have a stable, steady backup who plays and can do all, not to the level of the guy you drafted, but can do all the things that he can do.
Sam Mellinger, though, for real. I mean, this could happen here. 100% could. Don't forget that just a few years ago, he was a Heisman frontrunner. I mean, so he's shown that he can play at a high level. Now, is he a one-hit wonder? Is he a one-year wonder? Maybe, potentially. But, Colt McCoy didn't work out, and he was one of the best quarterbacks in college football for a good 3 or 4 years. Your college career doesn't necessarily define who you're going to be. Patrick Mahomes didn't win a Heisman and wasn't anywhere near winning a Heisman trophy in college, and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Joe Montana wasn't high on anyone's board. Look what he became. Same thing with Steve Young as well. So there's no magic formula. There's no magic quarterback formula. There's no magic quarterback answer or potion to tell you which guys are going to work and which guys don't. All you can do is see if there's a guy who checks the boxes that you want for a quarterback. If Shanahan and Lynch are looking at it and it's Justin Fields and Zach Wilson, they check boxes. Sam Mellinger also checks some of those boxes, and if they feel he checks enough of those boxes, he could be the guy here at 194 that they go with and take 2 quarterbacks in one draft and fulfill one of our bold predictions and make us profits. So it could happen.
And it could happen, and the reason it makes sense is because he's a competitor.
Very true.
I mean, Sam Mellinger is a competitor. He wants to win, and he wants to work hard. He will push hard to help everyone around him get better, and you can use him in the red zone for design runs and stuff like that. So that's another weapon to put into Kyle Shanahan's arsenal. And you got to feel that in a couple of years, you will feel a lot safer having a solid backup like Sam Ellinger instead of somebody else that you picked up off the street that's maybe not as good, like Sudfeld.
Yeah, not feeling good about Sudafed at all. Not feeling good about Sudafed at all whatsoever. What do you think of these options here at pick 194? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Is there someone else that we forgot and left out? Let us know about it down in the comments section below. Right this minute, chat. We want to hear from you. Have a conversation with us. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because we are so close to 750 subs, so close to draft day. Help us get there.
Yeah, and join us for draft day, because it's going to be exciting. We're going to have all the reaction. Every single pick that the 49ers make, we're going to be giving a reaction to. We want you here, commenting, giving your reaction, asking questions, having a full conversation so we can really enjoy the moments, because we all know the 49ers are going to make some great moves that we can get excited about. No stress. All great news from the 49ers. And who knows, maybe some special trades along the way.
Energy.
Yes.
I feel it.
Harness it.
Right? Ride the bull. Feel the flow. Feel the flow, 49ers fans. Feel it. Until next time, you stay safe.
Remember, the right way is always the 49ers way.